Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Carlos Medina with Air-Deco. I wanted to do something a little bit different with this video and talk about how to buy a phone and what it all means. I'm going to try to keep it under 5 minutes, but I could talk about this all day, and I'm just going to try to stay to some key points. One of the biggest questions that I get is, what does the data mean? So unless you're coming in and getting unlimited data where it really doesn't matter, data is just really packets of information that you're getting from the internet to your phone. So someone that comes in and has 2 gigs worth of data, think about this. If you were to download one full movie, that's typically right around a gig. So if you're going to be watching 2 movies in a month, 2 gigs of data might not be enough. So that's a really vague way of explaining it, but in terms of putting it into layman's terms, that might be the best way for you to understand of what 1 gigabyte is. So again, if you don't want to worry about that, just get the $50 unlimited plan, and you won't have to worry about ever running out of data. So that's number one. Number two, in terms of phones, really think about what it is that you're going to be using your phone for. If you come into the store and say, hey, I want a free phone, and you end up getting a phone that's for free, and the phone is not fast enough, the screen's not big enough, the battery's not strong enough, the camera's not good enough, there's not enough memory, you can't send a text message because you have too many apps, you're going to have a really terrible experience with your phone. So what you really want to know is just what it is that you're going to be looking to use your phone for. So, for example, if you're going to be driving with Uber or Lyft, you want to make sure you have a phone with a bigger screen, a bigger battery. What kind of accessories are you going to use? Are you going to use the phone mount for your car charger? A battery pack. So these are the kind of things that you're going to want to consider getting for your phone if you're going to be driving a lot and using Uber. If you have kids, you definitely want to get a phone that's going to give you a nice camera. The camera part of it is so much more important from a nostalgic point of view, because if you have a phone that doesn't take really good pictures, and then you're using that phone to take pictures of your kid's second birthday, 2 years from now you're going to really regret not having a better camera. So that's something that you also want to consider. Apps. What kind of apps are you using? Are you using a lot of like Google Maps? Are you using social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter? Do you use Pandora? Do you use iHeartRadio? Do you use some gaming apps? So these are the kind of things that you want to make sure that you ask before you buy. So come in and say, hey, I'm going to be playing a lot of Angry Birds. What kind of phone is going to allow me to use it without much lag? So those are the things that will be able to point you in the right direction. Now, in terms of memory specifically, this is probably one of the things where people come in and I see the most is their phone just doesn't have enough internal memory. The phones about a year ago all came with 4 gigs of memory, and what ends up happening is once you start downloading a few applications, you start downloading couple games, taking pictures, videos. Now you don't have any more memory in your phone, which prevents you from sending and receiving text messages, emails. You can't download additional apps, and it just becomes a very frustrating situation. So, a couple things you can do to avoid that. One, buy a memory card. If you can get a memory card, you can put some application on your memory card, you can put some videos, some pictures, and that's going to save the internal memory and allow your phone to run a little bit smoother. Or you can just upgrade to a phone. Most of our phones now come with 8 gigs worth of data. 8 gigs worth of internal memory. And some of our phones now have 16 gigabytes of internal memory. So this is a huge jump and can really avoid a lot of headaches in the future. So consider memory as being a very important topic, a very important question that you want to ask when you're thinking about purchasing a phone. Like I said about a camera, most entry-level phones are going to give you about 5 megapixels in your camera. Again, that's okay. It's not bad, but consider what you're taking a picture of. If you're just going out there and Snapchatting and Instagram, this, that, and the other, it's going to be fine. But if you're going to be taking pictures of your family, of your kids, you may want to consider getting a little bit better of a camera. Also, like I said, what kind of apps are you using? Are you using Facebook? Are you using Pandora? Are you using video games? You want to make sure you know what apps you're going to be using a lot of, so we can help you determine what's the best phone for you to use. So again, there's a lot of information for me to cover. I try to stay under about 5 minutes. If you have any additional questions, please put them in the comment box. I'll be more than happy to answer them. When you come into one of our stores, we take pride in trying to ask you all the questions to determine which is going to be the best phone for you. Really quickly, when you're looking at price points, I know we didn't talk about price. Entry-level phones are going to be anywhere between $50 and down. Your mid-level phones, which is where most of us fall into, you're gonna get a little more memory, a little bit better of a camera, maybe a little larger screen. That's gonna end up costing you between $70 and $120, like right in that price point. And then you're gonna have your high-end phones that are gonna cost you about $150 or more. Those are gonna give you more memory, a better camera, the full experience. Although you can get an older model that gives you that at a lower price. Again, we can talk about that when you come in. But like I said, if you have any additional questions, I know there's so much information that I can cover, and I wanted to keep it right around the 6-minute mark. So go ahead and ask me any questions in the comment box. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Don't forget to visit us at www.air-deco.com or visit one of our 3 locations in Chicago. We got one in Bucktown on Western, in Lyons on Ogden, and in Villa Park on St. Charles Road. Hope to see you soon. You guys take care, and talk to you guys later.